Man, it is so quiet right now. Moon has been so beautiful the last couple of days. Really, we like just missed probably one of the most perfect Halloweens we could have ever had, aside from last year. The weather. I go into the video. I just wanted to show you this beautiful wreath, and we call it a wreath because that's just how we pronounce it. And as you can see, it's a Halloween wreath, and it's got some monster trucks on it. If you know anything about that, and if you know anything about this guy, the OG grave digger. This wreath was made specially for Halloween and for my little boy, Jax D, who really still loves monster trucks. And it's so awesome that Jonathan right now is in really good spirits after working the whole day outside after school. And he's actually playing monster trucks right now on Roblox. Monster trucks overdriven. If any of you kids out there are of course you're into Roblox, but if any of you kids out there want to play with him, it's Robot 35U, I believe his name is. And you could you could friend them or however that works, follow them, and then play together. Same thing with Jax. Jax has a couple different names, but when he comes here, he plays on the Monster Core. So you could play with him on, he likes to play Forsaken. That's one of the ones he likes the most right now, Forsaken. So I'll tell you, man, and women and ghouls and ghosts and all my fellow haunters out there, YouTubers, and just everyone that's watching. It has been a non-stop week for me since Halloween. Haven't had a break, honestly, because I had to work pretty much every day. I had to work Halloween night, and then I had to work, when the heck did I have to work the next time? Friday was Halloween, then I had to work that night, midnight, so I didn't really get any sleep. And then I had to work that Sunday morning early, which both nights I worked very hard. And then I even had to work Monday. Monday wasn't a bad day though. Monday was pretty good, but still, I earned every day. So I'm just gonna walk around and show you the aftermath of what's going on right now, because we are unfortunately putting everything away because the weather is just not on our side. The horror walk is pretty much, it's not put away, it's most of it's inside Casa del Monster Core. And yesterday we got blasted again with more powerful winds than on Halloween. I'm telling you, man. I was outside. I don't know what time I was outside at, and I had to work that day. I had to work last night, right? I had a very long night, and I had to get back here, and I only had a certain amount of time before the winds started to blow. And they weren't blowing, man. They were freaking gusting, man. Oh my God. I was almost afraid to stand under this tree when I was tipping things. I was taking animatronics in. I did as much as I could with what I thought needed to be done, as far as tipping animatronics and even taking some off, like the pumpkin guitar player here from Target, the guitar reaper up there. He was way too tall. I had to take him down. I just pulled him out of the base. This guy I left up, but I put the barricades in front of him. And then the drummer I put down, I laid him down. I was doing everything exhausted, and I was doing everything in the dark, and I was doing everything during wind. And then I'm telling you, out of nowhere, and then then all of a sudden it started to rain. And freaking had a crazy, just a freak rainstorm, not storm, just enough rain. I'm like, you got to be kidding me here already. Why is this happening? I really don't understand it. Why is this happening? This was all really, I mean, of course it's for Jonathan. It's his whatchamacallit. dream, if you want to call it that, to do this kind of a thing on our house, on our property, right? And we've gotten bigger and bigger every year to where, right now we just exceed our house. And I have no problem with that. I go big in everything I do. I always go all the way with everything I do. I push it as far as I can. And I'm not afraid to go even further the next year. I learned a lot this year again, but I just don't understand what forces out there are trying to destroy us. That's how I feel. I feel like everything that we've done, there's like a force out there or something, like a spell or something that's like against us. It's not God. I believe in God. I'm a man of God, and this has nothing to do with God. God doesn't allow, God doesn't want this to happen. God doesn't have, wrath against anybody. God only helps you and pulls you out of this, this situation. These are not blown down because, like I said, yesterday was the day that the wind was coming, and when I went to work, Jonathan, I told him, I said, you got to tip as many as you can. It's not gonna be okay, right? And he on his own, he tipped Mega Wolf, he tipped Wendigo, he tipped Immortal Werewolf, he tipped Reaper's Ride. Those aren't small animatronics. He tipped the Grim Reaper from Costco, the Server Reaper. He lifted this guy, right? And then when I got back, I kept looking. I'm like, I got to tip everybody. I tipped everybody down. I was like, there's no way I'm going to let this happen to our stuff. I like these things too. I don't buy these things because just because. I buy it obviously because of Jonathan and because this is what what he's into and what it takes to be a haunter. You don't just buy one. You acquire as many as you can. And I know that there's so many that he has that are meaningful to him, like this guy, Baphomet. And even though he's all, a little battered and damaged from the his outfit and stuff, he still works. He's still good. And Jonathan waterproofed him. But anyway, when I was doing this yesterday, I'm like watching the wind, and still the 12-foot scarecrow was up, and towering pumpkin creep was up, right? Cackles was up, Dr. Payne was up, and I'll walk over there and show you. And he forgot to take down what's his face, Desmodus, and now Desmodus is laying on the Mustang, so I have to move him, and this way he doesn't get more jacked up, which I didn't do yet. He looks like he's okay, right? But I don't think he is. I think he's probably bent up. So hold on, let me press pause. Pause. All right, Desmodus, you're up. Now there's no wind tonight, but there is going to be this whole weekend is going to be rain. The percents of tomorrow is, I don't know, in the 40s, right? So I'm not really sure how I'm going to go about doing this. There's just so many to put away. I'm not going to be able to get to them, and I got to figure this out tomorrow. I'm way too tired to do anything more tonight, but I'll wake up tomorrow fresh, enjoy some coffee. What's up, my brother? There's one of our, supposed to be a haunter for us, but there's Joe Trash, right?
Oh, yeah, I have my headphones on.
You're on YouTube. You can't curse.
Oh, what's up, bud?
This guy's been walking by our house for so long. He's always wanted to help, and he's always on the go, and he always has to go. But he was supposed to be here for Halloween. It just couldn't happen, man. Right?
No.
Halloween was a joke.
Then you got weathered out anyway.
Yeah, we got destroyed almost. Yeah. But anyway, it'll happen. One time or another, it'll happen.
Next year I'll be here.
Definitely will, man.
All right,
and maybe for the Christmas haunt.
If you got one, I'll do it.
Yeah, I know you will.
Absolutely.
All right, man. See, so we got always support from everybody, especially in our neighborhood. I just want to get his name right. And he's like a scare actor. He loves to do. He dresses up. He's a very original guy, very creative. You just look at him, you can see what I'm talking about. He has a lot of character, a lot of personality. But anyway, going back to this stuff. Henry Hustle went down, man. His head popped off. I don't think it's I didn't look at it yet, but I don't think it's broken. I'm over here touching it's like a dead body. Is the other head in there? I can't even tell. All right, so that just goes on there. It didn't crack, right? This base here. No, it looks like it's still okay. And I think you put a screw in there. Yeah, I don't know if that broke off. Did that piece break off right there? Yep. That little thing right there cracked. That's no big deal. We could put a washer on that. Barnaby was getting jacked up too, man. I don't even know what happened with him. I gotta look at him tomorrow. And I think I'm pretty sure Jonathan tipped my what's this guy's name again? The greatest showman. I'll leave it at that. Dr. Payne over here, man. Dr. Payne went down. He actually did not go down. He was hanging, like the strap came off. Because I always have a rubber strap on this guy. And then I looked down, I'm like, damn, man. I was like, I just got to just take everybody down. Now look at this. Look at this right here. This is what I want to show you. Look at this. This was me yesterday before Jonathan. This is actually me after Jonathan did what he did. He just kept tipping guys. I don't even know if they fell on their own or whatever. But they're all on top of each other. It's like a oh my God, it's like a pandemic of animatronics that just went down. Like they're all dead. they're all destroyed. But they're not destroyed, I'm telling you. I laid most of them down myself. And I'll go over there and show you a little bit more. Let me just close this door over here. Close the door to the Monster Core shed. I didn't say pause for fun. Pause! I'm not sad to say, but we did not get to put out all of our animatronics either. We didn't get to put out Mr. Punchy and I forget who else we didn't get out. There was a good amount that we didn't get out there. You know, we didn't even have the clown area on when it was Halloween. You know, I don't even know how far we went, but they were just statics. They weren't on. They were staged, but they weren't on. That's for sure. Pause. All right. So anyway, what I wanted to do this weekend was one more haunt, one more walkthrough, and have it open for everybody that wants to come back, because there are people that are interested still, and mainly for my son, for Jax, because he did not get to spend Halloween with us, and he was supposed to come here because we have that wonderful world of custody, and you know, I try to work things out with his mother as best I can, but she's just not a good person, and she's not a good mother, and you know, he's supposed to be here. He's supposed to be here for a certain amount of time on Halloween. And I was trying to work it out where he could stay at his other place first, you know, and you know, trick or treat with them, because you know, he loses time, and then after come here and enjoy the haunt, and you know, the day before it happened, she was like, you know, no, whatever. I'm not gonna get into my family nonsense, but the long story short, too late, is that Jax did not get to spend any of Halloween here at his haunt. You know, and she even made comments that, oh, he doesn't want to go to the haunt. He says he doesn't want to go. I'm like, oh, really? Have you ever watched our YouTube videos? Give me a break, lady. You're just what you are. All right, but anyway, so anyway, my point is that we were going to keep the haunt open for Jax and Noelle too, because Noelle wasn't here for Halloween. You know, the biggest fan of Monster Core, my goddaughter, and my godchild, right? Goddaughter? What do you call it? Godchild. As Bo comes over here, the Halloween cat. But that was my intention, to be open one more weekend, especially for Jonathan, for Jax and Noelle, to come and enjoy their haunt, you know, and walk through and enjoy the smoke and everything we've done, and then also our new pickups, you know, because we got about, I don't know how many we got, five new guys. We got Monkey Business, Twisted Grandma, Two-Faced Teddy. Who else did we get? Trick or Treat Pete, and one more new one, because we have doubles of Sinister Strawman and Lava Demon, because that's Jonathan wanted to get those again, because Sinister Strawman of ours broke, so he wants to fix it, and then, you know, we'll do what we do with the other one, and then he wanted to do something with Lava Demon, so we got both of those. Of course, we got them for the deals, the 50% off, then another 50. I'm trying to think who else I could see over here, because we set up one. I can't remember, man. Maybe one more. I don't know. I can't remember. I gotta look at the videos. But anyway, so yeah, man. I mean, we were gonna set up again, and then after yesterday, this wind. I don't even know what to say, man. It's like it was hurricane winds, man. Like I said, that tree over there in the you can't even see it. Can you see it? Let me go closer. That tree it's so beautiful right now too. It's all red, right? It's all red and orange and yellow. But it was blowing so hard. I'm like, damn, man, I can't even stand there, because I feel like the tree was gonna get knocked down, and then knocked down on the what you call it, on the telephone poles, but not telephone poles, on the electric poles, right? And it was so strong, man. Oh my God. And I was like, I gotta get these down. And then I had to take down myself. I took down Pumpkin Creep. Let me pause it. So I want to walk. Actually, let me just walk through. Let's walk through easily. I haven't had a chance to do none of this. I haven't had a chance to go through any of this stuff right now. You can see Monkey Business, Neon Action Clown, Young Crouchy. I hope these guys are all right. I haven't even had a chance to look and go through them and see if they're good. Clowning Around, that's a good one, you know. It's Art the Clown. Cagey. So I tipped Pumpkin Creek by myself, and I was like really like going crazy, panicking when I was doing this, because first I tipped down all these guys, right? And then I left up Inferno. As you can see, he's still there because he doesn't have much to him, so he kind of can handle the wind. But I still don't feel comfortable leaving him up there, but I did, and thank God he survived. Even going over there and looking at the 12-foot skeleton, right? He was blowing, and I'm like, oh my God, this is just it's like a nightmare here. But luckily, I was able to bend these guys down, because in the past, we had the 12-foot scarecrow up whenever we first got him, and then he was bent in half because we left him up too long. And then when we had some windstorms, man, I'm telling you, he bent and he just couldn't take it. You know, I know that having those rubber what you call it, ties right there are important. They're like heavy duty rubber, and they definitely helped. So that was definitely a good move for our haunt. And I suggest that to anybody out there that has these big boys, the 12-footers and even bigger, that you must secure them to something behind them. And if you can, put them against a high wall like I do with the house. You know, we put most of the 12-footers against the house, so they do have, you know, some backing behind them, so they do have some reinforcement when the wind blows, because that's our biggest enemy, the wind. The rain is really, you know, it's just annoying because you have to bag up everybody, but the wind, you don't have a chance against the wind, you know. And yesterday also I tipped this guy down before he went down. These guys all felt they were okay because they're actually attached to the chairs with the rubbers that I have. This guy keeps getting jacked around. He doesn't even work, but still, you know, I was like, at this point, you know, I don't even want to do anymore. You know, I just want to salvage, you know, the year and put everything away and make sure it's all safe. But I definitely want to do our full 2025 animatronic collection video, which I wanted to do this weekend when Jax was here. But now, because it's going to rain, we really probably can't even do it, you know, and that would have been more fun to do with him. You know, it would be really, really fun to have the kids involved, but, you know, even Noel. So I don't know what's going to happen. We're going to see how the weekend plays out. The weather, honestly, I don't trust the forecast anymore. I mean, they were dead on with the amount of wind, but just a spot shower that happened yesterday was like, where did this come from? There was nothing about wind, nothing about rain. Look at my crazy cat. I think he has a mouse. Do you have a mouse? Like he's gonna answer me. Yeah, John. Yeah, Johnny. All right, so let me just show you the rest, and then we'll wrap up this video, and you know, just say a few more words. Look at the glow of the moon. Could you see that? That is such a powerful glow right there. There's like a color around it, almost like a rainbow around the moon. This moon was so beautiful these last couple of days. Like I said, if that moon was out full on Halloween, we wouldn't have had any storms, I don't think. But I can't say that because that's not true, because yesterday was a full moon, and that's when we got blown apart by the wind. So no, that's absolutely not true. Take that back. All right, anyway, I'm very tired. And like I said, it has not been an easy Halloween for us at all. It wasn't at all enjoyed the way we wanted to. We didn't get to enjoy it together as a family. Vanessa wasn't even able to get here. You know, Jax didn't come, so it really wasn't the Halloween that we were expecting. And you know, like I said, we have a lot of bittersweet feelings right now. Like not uneasy, but you know, just not being able to go forward with it and enjoy it the way we wanted to. And you know, all that we worked for and all we did up until, you know, the night, just, you know, it didn't work out. You know, it's a really crappy feeling, but I'm not going to dwell on it, you know, and I haven't dwelled on it, you know, at all. You know, I had my biggest thing with the whole haunt was that Jonathan's spirits was, you know, not broken, you know, that he still had fire, that he still wants to do this, that he didn't give up. And, you know, he has been, you know, he's been very, very good. He's been very, very like hardcore. That's why we're called Monster Corp, because we are hardcore. And nothing's gonna stop us and break us no matter what. So I just want to share that with everybody out there, because I have gotten a lot of comments and people saying things about about Halloween and what they went through, and that their Halloween was crap too, and they weren't even able to open, or they weren't even able to have animatronics up, or the animatronics that they did have up all got blown apart, and what all the work that they've put into it, and obviously money invested and time was for nothing. And it's a really just a terrible, crappy feeling, when you do something for a day, like almost like planning a concert, or planning some kind of an event, and it doesn't work out. It's just like a big downer, But the only thing I could tell you is that, do not quit and do not give up, because honestly, for me and for Jonathan and for Vanessa, it was a lot of fun putting this together. It was a lot of fun working on it all this time. Every day that I was out here with Jonathan, it was it was bonding with him and working with him and seeing him enjoy what he does, and what he likes to do the most in his life is build these things. He loves to build. He loves the game too. He loves to play Roblox and Xbox and stuff like that. But he loves to build. He's a very, very handy with his mind and his hands, and he knows how to take things apart and put it back together again. And he has a really good vision that helps him see little things and little gears and stuff like that, and he knows how to figure things out, fixing these things. So that's something that makes me feel good. At least I know that I didn't fail in that way with Jonathan, that we didn't lose our fire. We didn't quit, we didn't give up. So that's just something that I wanted to share with everybody out there, if you're still watching and listening to me rant, because I am beyond exhausted, and my mind is just completely wiped out. I need to have a good rest, and I need to have a couple days of good sleep for me to rejuvenate and continue my fire. Oh man, what's this? This is something. What is this? I don't know whose that is. Someone's broke. I don't know, who is this for? I don't even know. Whatever. Dolly's arm broke off. Jonathan said the demon is like distorted or something like that, so I don't know. We will go over the damage tomorrow. Like I said, when I wake up, I'll have a full head of steam, and I'll have more than enough rest tonight to to do what I got to do tomorrow. And then I'll be out here, and I'll try to put everything away that has to be put away, to in case it rains, which it's supposed to rain. And then we'll go with the flow. But Jonathan today was putting away all the wires and all the extensions and all the DC adapters and stuff like that. I told him, I said, pick up everything you possibly could pick up, so when we start putting these things away, it's easier to put away. So that's what he was doing when I was at work. So that definitely helps. And then Mr. Dark, the OG right here, this guy is one of the ones that was able to survive the wind. So he was secured pretty good. And I guess because he's low to the ground like that, maybe even because he has the camo behind him, that helped. Maybe also because the jungle gym's in front of him too. But I don't know. This guy was really, really flying in that wind yesterday too, man. I was like, what am I gonna do here? I got to take him down too, right? And then you could see like there's no place to put him, right? Because there was so many things in front of him. And I'm like, what do I do with this guy? And I just left him. I just said, good luck, man. And the same thing with Demogorgon. I'm like, oh man, I did take off Catacomb, but I think his head got blown off. No, I'm sorry, not his head. I think his cape got blown off a little bit, but I took his head off because I know his head is very, very delicate. And then also I put his arms inside the jungle gym. So, I did my best to try to make sure that everybody was, secure enough, So that's that. And then this too here, I'll show you the other ones. These guys I was very concerned about, and because they're against the house, they did have that blocking of the house. So, they weren't getting blasted by wind, behind and in front and side to side. So they had, I guess, a good enough amount of blockage, if you want to call it that, or a barrier. So they didn't get so blasted. And I'm very, very lucky and thankful that these guys didn't get blown up because I got really, I was worried about Sally and Dr. Fink and even Boogie. I think Boogie came off a little bit, got bent somewhat, but seems to be all right. Anyway, all right, let me wrap this up and get ready to go to bed. John has to go to bed soon, and I've got to take care of a couple more things, and that's that. There's Ultra Skelly too. Yesterday I also was considering tipping the Phantom and Galley Crow because after I took everybody down, right, and it was raining, I'm watching and looking. I'm like, man, these guys get blown down, and these are our favorites, the big boys, even Cthulhu Watcher. And I know Cthulhu Watcher's wings got blown apart, not blown apart, but blown about, right? So we gotta look at the damage. There's definitely damage. That arm got pushed all the way back too. I gotta look at that. But I looked inside, and I think the mechanism just went back or something like that. So that's just something I have to go take a look at. But anyway, and you know what? Also, our Monster Core light that's behind the Galley Crow over there. For some reason, it didn't work. I don't know if it stopped working on Halloween or the day after, but I have to look into that too. I don't know if it's the power supply or the plug or whatever it is. But another thing I got to do is I pick up some DC adapters. But anyway, everybody, just don't ever give up, okay? Things don't work out sometimes, but you have to keep going until they do work out. And then when they do work out, you appreciate it even more, And that's when you learn, how to enjoy things and the value of things in life when, you work so hard for them to work and they finally do. That's when you really, really appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So remember the words, remember our motto, and remember, don't ever give up. And of course, do this. Boom. Haunt hardcore. Good night, everybody. See you tomorrow.